Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The Basic Blokes. Today, I'm incredibly excited to announce a brand new partaker of the show. Unfortunately, PS2 Fat Boy has retired and has quit.
He's gone.
He's quit from the podcast.
Yeah.
Fortunately, his twin,
Yeah,
Old Hat Wombat.
Old Hat Wombat has been replaced. He's younger, better, more well hung.
Yes. Hung like a
wombat.
Donkey, hung like a wombat, has joined us. So welcome, Mr. Wombat. It's lovely to have you on the show.
Thank you very much. Get down.
Not the old wombat.
Wombat, old wombat. Yep. Name branding, man. Name branding.
Mm-hmm. This week, so basically, this topic coming up, and I wanted to talk about it this week because it's something that's quite close to my heart because we've both been in the streaming scene for very long.
Too long.
And with Pirate Software is all over the internet at the moment. He's getting cancelled massively, but it made me think about streaming as a career. So I think it's time for a bit of a self-reflection again and just ask the questions like, is it something that people should really seriously consider about bits and pieces? I think Twitch is in a very different place, or just streaming platforms are in a very different place than they were when we first started. So I want to know from you, do you think streaming as a career is still viable in 2025, or do you think the bubble has now burst?
I think, it's a tough one. It depends on what platforms there are. I think the platforms that there are, it's really hard to consider. I think, to be honest, if you're new, relatively new, I would say don't even try because there's just so many people out there streaming right now. There's so many people out there streaming. You might do well 1 week and the next 2 or 3 weeks you won't do anything. It's just a really tough nut to crack. When COVID was out, everyone was streaming, and now it's just this huge influx of streamers now. There's just tons of them out there. So how are you going to make revenue and make it a career? It's just a really tough gig to crack. I've been doing this for 8 years, nearly 9 years, mate, and I have not done it full time yet. I'm still doing my job. I'm still working.
So I want to dive in. I want to dive into that. So if you could go back to your younger self when you first started streaming, what advice would you give to them? Would you advise them to go into it still?
Oh, that is a good question. I think, yes, I would still do it because, I might not be earning the revenue that I thought I would or making this as a job, but I've met some really amazing people. I've made some great friends out of it. So that is definitely the plus. Yeah, like you're Wally. But like I said, on the plus side, I made some amazing friends and learned some things about myself as well by doing it. So it's a lot of self-discovery in there, what I can and can't do. And I've had some really great experiences while streaming. I've had some really amazing experiences. I've worked with companies and stuff like that. And I've actually had sponsorships. I'm currently sponsored with a company now, and I've got to meet some really amazing people and talented people. So I would not want to give away those experiences. I definitely love those experiences. But to make it as a full-time career, it is very hard. It's very time-consuming. I think people got to realize that you can't just sit there, turn on your monitor and just play a game and expect people to come in droves to watch it. It's not going to happen.
That's great advice. I was just thinking about myself, to be honest, whether or not I would have. It's an interesting point. So I've had a varied streaming career. I've been I've streamed in front of thousands, and I've streamed to no one. But I think I would still do it all over again because I've had some of the best memories, some of the most fun, ridiculous shenanigans that have literally come off the back of doing it. And I've also built I'm not to bullshit, but I built a lot of my career where I am today has been learned from literally the difficulties of streaming, of how hard it is to market yourself and get yourself out there in front of other bits and pieces. Get it? But I want to, exploring what you said, what do you think the biggest myth people still believe about streaming today?
The biggest myth about streaming today?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things out there. I feel that there's a lot of people who have got this misinformation. They're saying that if you're young and beautiful, that you're going to instantly get popular. It doesn't
Yeah.
work that way. I know a lot of young, good-looking people who are still trying to make it. Because I know there's a lot of guys out there who say, and other people are saying, she's out there with her boobs and all I got is this Call of Duty. Like, don't worry about boobs. Worry about the other COD player who's doing better than you. Like COD. That's the ones you got to worry about. But people have got this, they just think it's nudity that's killing their streams when it's probably their complete, utter, boring fucking shit show of a stream that's killing themselves and their negativity too. Like, if you're negative, and this is coming from someone who's been negative in a stream, trust me, I was being very negative, really burnt out and being really piss poor about my attitude. And when you do that, you're not going to attract viewers. It doesn't attract people. Being positive, being really positive and really engaging and being really fun with people is going to bring more people than some miserable sod in front of a screen playing Call of Duty or Fortnite. It's not going to work for you.
So going further into that, it's like what works for you, right? There, like when we first started, there was like it was all about consistency, right?
Yeah, it was a lot of consistency. Yeah,
you got to turn up. But do you think consistency is more important than talent now, given your experience in streaming?
I think so. There's a lot of people out there who I think have got exceptionally got gift of the gab, or really good at editing or creating videos, but because they don't upload enough or consistent enough, they sort of slip under the radars. Whereas Jim Bob is still smashing Call of Duty or Fortnite or Tarkov and is being consistent. But even people who are being consistent still have this issue of slipping under the radar, not getting noticed. But there could be so many factors. There's just so many factors. If you think about it, there's just so many factors on why people aren't making it.
Do you
could
think?
Be, yeah.
Funny. Say you mentioned so many factors that people don't make it, but do you think being entertaining is more important than just being good at a game?
I think it depends, because I know that like a lot of multiplayer games that are very vastly popular, if you're really good at it, people really want to see you and learn from you, because I feel that this is definitely a now more of a competitive scene. Like this, if you think about all the biggest streamers, they're very competitive, like with Warzone, Fortnite, all that sort of stuff. That people like to watch them and learn their trips, what are they doing to get so good? Well, we all know that they're probably cheating. Who knows? You don't know. You got that pressure now. Like, how many people have been caught out hacking and shit on Warzone and stuff, and we think that they're the best player when they've probably got another extra. Who knows? But I think definitely it's more about to do with being really good at games and stuff like that. But it's a mixed match. Everyone's different. But I personally like people who are entertaining, who are very interactive in the chat. I don't want to see someone sitting there playing a game. I like to see people who's interactive with their chat. That's just me, though. But people are all different.
Yeah, I was going to say you had to, again, if you go back in time, right? Or you say you've got a friend that wants to start streaming. What advice do you give them to help them stand out? What do people need to do now?
I would say to them, what do you want to do it for? Do you want to do it as a business, or do you want to do it for fun? Know that answer right now. Because if it's for fun, then you don't have to put any stress on yourself. You can just stream whenever you want, play whatever games you want, and whoever comes in. But if you want to do it as a business, then you need to really plan ahead. You really need to learn how to edit. You really need how to upload videos. You really know what do I need to do to get better engagement? Because there's so many people, and I'm pretty sure that it's the same thing. I just want to do it for fun. By the way, we got a sub goal today. I'm trying to get 100,000 subs, because I'll pay for an operation for my cat, and I want to go to next PAX. But we're doing it for fun. No, you're doing it for money. Don't fucking cover fun when you want the fucking dollars. I hate that shit. Like me, I want to make a living out of this. Of course, I'm still having fun with it, but I would like to make a living out of it. I don't fucking beat around the bush. I tell people this is something I'd like to do full time. And if you want to subscribe or drop gifts or whatever, that's great. You're supporting the channel. You're supporting what we're trying to do here. So be upfront with that. The moment you're not upfront with it, that's when you lose people.
An interesting observation I have noted about streaming or streamers or entertainers, whatever you want to call them these days, is they just don't talk to my generation at the moment. I just don't. It feels like their problems are completely detached about what I do on a daily basis. They don't like. They don't.
What are
really
you, a
speak to me.
millennial? You're a millennial or Gen X?
I'm 86, so
What's that, millennial?
I think it's millennial. Yeah.
What are you, 39?
Yeah, 39.
Okay, you're on the cusp of millennial. I'm Gen X, and people just call me uncle or dad or grandpa. Like, there's just no, you know, I don't mind, but it's just, and you got to remember, I think you'll relate to the people who are obviously your age group and what you play and stuff. You try to cater to that audience because, you know, that's your audience. So you want to be relatable to them. You're going to get younger people coming in, and whether they take to you or not, I've got lots of younger people watching me, and they're great supporters. But I see what you mean. I think there's a lot of younger people out there who are streamers who probably haven't got a fucking clue what's going on. But that's just my 2 cents. But yeah, sometimes it's a bit hard to relate to people when they're from different generational gaps. I agree.
Okay, talk about success and stuff. Like, when do you know, like, at what point should you say to yourself, I need to quit streaming?
When you start feeling miserable, when you're really starting to hate it and it's making you absolutely depressed. You know, when you feel like you don't want to do it anymore, then you shouldn't do it anymore. And if you're there all the time just feeling completely sorry for yourself and feeling really low down and you're not enjoying it, then don't do it. At least take a break. Take a break and see if you want to go back to it again. But as you know how long I've been doing this for right now and how many people have quit? And I'm sure you got a big number there too. How many people that you knew were going to be the next big thing or were the next big thing and they're hiding no hair anymore? They're no longer around. Fucking heaps,
write a book
man.
on it, right?
Yeah, honestly, it'd be this thick. Like, it'd be this thick on how many people came and went from streaming.
Yeah. I find it very interesting that I think gaming, streaming, while it's always going to be a thing, I don't think is like the draw anymore. I think people want to see the real life. They want to see.
They want to see toxic behavior. That's what they want to see. That's the unfortunate part.
Yeah, I think from about 30, I think actually 35 to 40, I think is probably the worst time ever for people who want to get into doing some sort of like side hobby. Entertaining is a side hobby because you've got so many life responsibilities. You've got so much you need to do on a daily basis that it's just like, I look at people going, hey guys, you want to play my game? You want to watch me? You want to play it? I'm like, oh, I could do that, or I could play it myself because time is such like finite resource. I could do it myself, and then it's like there's no reason, and I'm like, I'm busting my bollocks off, and maybe this is like a real, I don't know, boomer like mentality, but I'm like, I'm busting my bollocks off to earn my fucking money, and I see you sat on your fucking ass playing video games, begging for money. I'm like, am I going to give you money? I'm like,
you haven't said to me. I'm kind of upset.
Like, am I like, fuck? Am I going to get like, why? It's and it drives me. I know it's a different universe and there's like marketing bits and pieces, but it runs my fucking goat when I see these people sat on like Kick and bits and pieces saying, "Oh, I'm only getting $7,000 a day. Oh, I'm fucking totally going to give this up."
I'd love
like,
$7,000 a day.
Yeah, it's like
everyone loves $7,000 a day.
You privileged prick! Like, how fucking what the fuck? What planet do you fucking live on? I remember when earning like $2,000 a month from a stream was like a big fucking deal. Or if you got like even £100 a week or something. And it's
I think the most I've ever made in a month was about 2, maybe 3, maybe 2.5, like maybe. And that was like unbelievable. And that was, but that's the thing. See, that's the thing. This is the thing, right? The moment you do start earning, you get complacent. You do get complacent and you start to think and expecting it to happen all the time. And the moment it drops, that's a wake-up call. Because I had that wake-up call. Like before Christmas, like I was actually earning pretty well on TikTok. I was earning like almost my wage. And I thought, if this is going to continue, I might actually quit my job. I had this delusional idea of thinking I could actually quit my job. those things sunk in. But then I realized, but then of course, then America banned TikTok, and then it's all changed now. Hasn't been the same since TikTok got banned in the US. The
So,
algorithm and all the bullshit, whatever people want to talk about, it's changed. But it's also changed my mentality on what I want to do. So I know I can't rely on live streams to earn an income. I need to earn to do better videos and hopefully get that ad revenue coming in. So that's what I'm trying to do right now.
yeah, no, I do agree with you. So the old adage is that you need to treat a stream like a business. Do you still hold by that mentality, or do you think like it is still a hobbyist
No, you do.
thing?
To me, I still want to treat it like a business, right? Because this is something I still like to hopefully one day do it. And in the moment, if I do drop my guard down and then start doing it then I know I'm not going to do the stuff that I want to do. Yes, I have changed my outlook on things, but I think it's more now trying to do what I want. And if it does pick up, that's great. But I wanted to make sure that I'm still happy at the same time. So I'm trying to have that balance. So this is still an experiment to see how it goes. But it's a hard one. It's a hard one.
All right, you're a smart guy and you've been doing this a long time. If you were to be honest with yourself, what's the biggest thing holding you back at the moment? Do you feel that's not, what do you think is stopping you from just igniting and becoming really popular?
That's a hard one. I don't know if it's I know there's other older gamers or older content creators who are doing really well, but I don't know if it's due to my age, my location, way I talk to people. I'm nice to people, but maybe people think I'm arrogant. I don't know. It's just there's a lot of things. Maybe it's my self-doubt in myself. There's a lot of factors involved. I feel that maybe because I'm not consistent enough with the things that I try to stick to a game plan. I feel that is probably my weakness. My Achilles heel is not sticking to the consistency that I try to do. I do it for a while and it starts picking up, and then I'll drop off because I'm getting bored doing the same thing. And that's where I feel that maybe that's where it hurts. And that's why I'm trying to get out of just doing gaming stuff and trying to mix it up doing other things, because I feel if I do other multiple things, I'm not going to get as bored. But in the meantime, I know it's going to mess up with my algorithm quite a bit. But this is the thing. It's such a catch-22. It's a double-edged sword. You love, because I like creating videos. I love doing funnies and I love doing in real life chats. And you're the same too. There's things that you love doing, but then you think, is someone else going to love the same thing I'm doing? And that's the humdinger right there.
Just had a crazy idea for a stupid sketch, but yeah, thank you for being honest. I think a lot of creators don't self-reflect.
You have to
about it alone.
Yeah,
and sometimes it's really hard to go. This isn't working. Like as much as I want it to, I need to change up and adjust and so on. And especially if it's something that you enjoy, right?
I do love doing it. Yeah, I love doing it, but I was getting to a stage with the game streamings where I was not enjoying it as much, and I could see my audience was starting to dip now because they know that I'm not enjoying it like as much as I used to.
That's the piece, right? You're like the avatar of like emotion for your streams, right? So if you're not enjoying it, people will pick up on it. It's like when your parents have a fight and you didn't see the fight and you didn't know something was good, but you know something's gone on. You can feel the emotion,
body language, the face and everything, the body language, everything. You can see that. And I was definitely giving off vibes. And I know if I didn't do something now, if I didn't change something now, I probably stopped streaming on TikTok and I probably just stopped doing it. Because I was even uploading less videos. I was doing less videos, streaming whenever. And that's not fair on my community. That's not fair on them. Those people who, even for your regulars who keep coming back to see what you're doing, seeing in this miserable state, being a miserable sod and stuff like that, it's not fair on them. So I'm glad I've changed what I've done. And it was a big, scary step too, because, wow, I'm changing my name. And people don't think, oh, it's easy. But when you're that person's name that has gotten me sponsorships in the past, has done really well in other fields, and I have done really well with that channel. I have done really well with that name. But I felt if I didn't change that name, if I didn't get rid of that skin off me, that skin, and came back as I'm still the same person, but I just wanted to take that chain off me of just doing content of gaming. I just wanted to do other stuff. I feel I would, yeah, and I feel so much better for it, even though my algorithm's fucked. But the night before, it did really well, so it's going to be up and down. But I feel so much happier for it now.
That's the piece, right? Having that like that push of positive energy can really begin to carry you. It's like nice. Yeah. It's say sometimes I've rebranded many a time, and it's nice to have those shackles and get off your back and bits and pieces. And I have. There are two main things that I think when it comes to content creation that everyone needs to do. One of them is to make sure what you are doing is that you are genuinely enjoying it, because it will. It's like a cut by death by 1,000 cuts. It will eventually, you'll just be like absolutely miserable. And the other thing is that don't do it alone. And this is what people really struggle with, because they think everyone is out to get them. They're about to steal their money away. They're about to steal their views, whatever. It was like back in the day when, say, you and I started, like people didn't like, it was like, oh, I got to rate him and bits and pieces or that. But nowadays it takes a village to raise the baby, right? It's you've got, don't do it alone. Don't isolate yourself. Get help. And it just becomes
exactly
what fun.
I think, and I thought we escaped from that, but as you may or may not know, I do TikTok stuff. But I know with Twitch there was like these tiers of different people thinking, oh, don't raid them, or you should raid me, like that follow for follow bullshit and all that sort of stuff. But there's a lot of that on TikTok as well. These battles and stuff, and battle. It's a bit silly, but I think with every streaming platform, you're always going to have those people who are just saying, "Oh, we don't support anybody but myself," or do it alone. But I totally agree with you. But when was the last time you streamed, anyway, Don? When was the last time that you streamed, and what did you stream?
Oh God, what did I stream? I genuinely don't know. It's been such a long time. About 6 months ago, 7 months ago, 8 months ago. Oh, I know what it was. It was Splitgate. Yes, it was. It wasn't too long ago, and I streamed that, and I quite enjoyed it. But I don't get anything out of. I don't get out anything out of sitting there streaming to 0 people. I think people who sit there and stream to no one are dumb. I think it's the most retarded activity. It's the most. I think people who stream to 0 people are dumb. I think it is the most redundant activity that you can do. People sitting there and telling you need to waste hours just talking to the camera, pretending you're like speaking to 1,000 people, are idiots and have no idea about content production, like just developing yourself, because it just what does it do? It does absolutely nothing. Here's the thing. If I sit here talking to myself for a minute or 10 hours, it's exactly the same thing, right? I don't
You're making me laugh. I'm trying to hold my laughter.
What am I trying to develop? Like, my skits? Am I trying to show the world that I've got?
I'm a schizophrenic.
Yeah, what? Yeah. It doesn't do anything. And it's
I know one thing that I said, like you said before, I think we all fell in that trope of saying, oh, just learn to talk to people who aren't even there, because maybe someone will flick through and watch you. But if you're playing a congested game like Call of Duty and you're in a group of people with one viewer or no viewer, there's a very small chance no one's going to find you. You need to find a smaller game that not many people are streaming that you will get discovered by one viewer. But that's the problem. I think a lot of people, like you said, go into streaming, have no knowledge of it, saw Dr. Disrespect or Nick Merckx or any of those idiots and go, oh, I could do that, and start doing it and go, how come no one's watching me? Because you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
I think you've just got to do, you've got to be extremely entertaining and be able to do it for a prolonged period of time, which is incredibly hard to do. And the fact is, even as a consumer, I don't want to watch someone for hours these days. I don't want to watch someone play a game for hours, because it's just boring and a waste of my time. It's impractical use of my time. And I say this is why, if you want to get good at entertainment, if you want to make money from this, you need to solve someone's problem, right, and create short form content around it. That's I just, until you have like a gargantuan amount of success on short form content, I just don't see the point of streaming at all.
Yeah, like I said, like you said before, gone are the days of trying to stream a game and expect people to come in droves to watch and throw money at you. It's not going to happen. It's just there's a very small there's a very small percentage of people. Like, when we were streaming and people were relevant back then was Ninja, all these big names, right? Who in the recent year or so has become a huge sensation streamer? I can't think of fucking anybody.
No, I can't think of. You've got obviously there's like Speed and stuff who have risen to the very top, but I think I think they are the new generation of entertainer, giving people what they like. I watched a good amount of his stuff because it's just entertaining and crazy. Like he does races against other people and stuff. It's not gaming, is it? It's just
different, man.
Stuff that I wouldn't be doing on a daily basis. Like it's not my life. And I think the problem with, as I say, streaming now is they're just doing what I want to do. And I think I would rather do it, right? If I could jump out of a plane or watch someone jump out of a plane, I would jump out of a plane myself. It's just dumb. Anyway, that's all we have time for today on this episode. I feel like we've gone on quite deep.
No, we're going for nearly half an hour. It's been a good one.
But thank you for joining us, as always, Mr. Wombat. And if you have any thoughts on this, guys, of course, leave them in the comments below. But until then, have a great week, and we'll be back with more entertainment soon.
Bye.